Now to Zimbabwe politics. For voters, the upcoming elections provide an opportunity to exercise their democratic right to cast their ballot for leaders who align with their values. But what's at stake? VOA's Paul Ndiho spoke to Chipo Dendere, Assistant Professor of Africana Studies at Wellesley College in U.S. state of Massachusetts.
We are a week and 2 days away from the election. It's what we call a harmonized election, which means that it's the presidential level, parliament, senate, and council level as well. This will be Emerson Mnangagwa's second election, and if he wins the last term that he will serve as president. The opponent, where I think a lot of your young viewers might find interesting, is Nelson Chamisa, the young candidate for the largest opposition party in Zimbabwe, the Triple C, the Citizens Coalition for Change. This is also Nelson Chamisa's second election running for president. The difference is that this time he's running as the leader for Triple C, which is the party that he founded just over a year ago. There's a lot of excitement on the ground. You know, both parties, ZANU-PF and Triple C, are having frequent rallies. So there've been rallies every single day. Nelson Chamisa has been having 3 rallies a day. I mean, he will go from one end of the country to another in a space of 24 hours. But ZANU-PF is not trailing behind. They have large billboards all over the country. And so, you know, they are giving voters fast food, chicken, making, on both ends, making large promises.
It looks like it's a repeat of what happened the last time, because these are the same very issues that these two guys were actually campaigning on the last election.
In some ways, it feels the same, but there are significant differences. So ruling party, I think, has worked very hard to close political space. It's different, you know, it's not 2008 levels of violence that we've seen in the past, but it's the jailing of opponents. It is that journalists don't feel like they can report information. It's that, you know, even though the opposition is having these big rallies, most of their rallies have actually been banned. I think a lot of people were hoping that in the post-Mugabe era, there would be more democratization, there would be more opening of political space, but we're seeing that political space is pretty closed. And for some reason, that the ruling party seems concerned that they cannot win in a free and fair election.
The ruling party is concerned that they cannot win in a free and fair election? How ironic is that?
Well, I played with the words, right? It's that if the election is free and fair, they can't win. And so they're putting all of these obstacles to secure their own win. I think the people in the country, they're excited. The ones that plan to go out and vote, I think people are excited. Anytime you have an election, it's an opportunity for change. But there's also a lot that's happening at the parliamentary level. I think Zimbabweans, both on the opposition and on the ruling party side, they are frustrated with their MPs as a collective. So we're going to see perhaps some disappointment for some MPs, whether in the opposition or in the ruling party. So I think there are going to be some surprises even at the local levels of elections.
You are calling for a peaceful election. Let's hope it stays like that. Thank you so much for your insight.
Thank you, Paul.
That was Chipo Dendere, an Assistant Professor of Africana Studies at Wellesley College, speaking to VOA's Paul Ndiho.